Are you looking for the best MIG welders? In this video we will look at some of the 7 best welders machine on the market. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description. So make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Starting at number 1. Weldpro 200 Amp Inverter Multi-Process Welder. Inverter technology removes the need for transformers, making the welding unit lighter. You get increased control and power without the added weight. This welder is suitable for MIG, stick and TIG welding at a maximum output of 200 amps. This unit is suitable for home or professional use. However, make sure you get a professional to install a 220-volt socket if you plan on using the maximum output on this welder. What makes this welder unique is the duty cycle at lower amperage. It has a 100% cycle at 110 amps and 30% at 200 amps. Unlike the Hobart, this welding kit can operate at 200 amps, meaning you can tackle more substantial tasks. This is thanks to the inverter technology that increases power output and control. It is a versatile machine with TIG, MIG and stick welding capabilities when operated at 200 amps. It means that you can even braze different metals together using the MIG brazing techniques. At 200 amps, this welder has a 30% duty cycle, which is a 10% increase on the Hobart. At 110 amps, that cycle increases to 100%, meaning you can keep going without the fear that the unit will overheat. Similar to the Hobart model, this welding kit will set you back a lot of money. That said, it is a quality product that will tackle domestic and light to heavy tasks. At number 2. Forney EasyWell 261-140 FCI MIG Welder. If you want a welder that's easy to transport and lightweight, this is the perfect choice. It could so easily have won the award for the best MIG welder for beginners. It comes with everything you would expect from a compact welder. It is a gasless unit, relying on flux core to get the job done. It has infinite voltage and wire feed control, making it ideal for novices, and it welds metal to a thickness of 0.25 inches. It has a 30% cycle at 90 amps, and it has an all-metal casing for added robustness. Thanks to the infinite voltage and the wire feed control, even the greenest welders would feel confident using this machine. This welder weighs just 19 pounds, so getting it to where you need it is easy. It makes this the perfect welder for DIY applications, metalwork repairs, maintenance, and hobbyist activities. When you compare this welder's price to the 2 previous models, you realize what great value for money it is. You could buy 2 of these for the price of one Weldpro. It is another reason why it is a great welder for novices. There are always compromises when it comes to quality and performance versus the price. However, to save costs, the maker has reduced the quality of the components and the construction. At number 3. Miller Electric Millermatic 211-120/240 V1 Phase MIG Welder. This Millermatic is a firm favorite among the most experienced welders because it is reliable, lightweight and compact. It even has a unique slow start function that ensures when the wire forms the arc, there are minimal splatters or deformed bead profiles that many other models lack. This is a feature rarely found on smaller MIG welders. It is a high-quality welder with an extensive range of settings, a superior MIG gun, and an impressive warranty. It also welds aluminum and mild steel to a thickness of 0.38 inches, and stainless steel to 0.35 inches. The only downside is the price. This unit costs double the amount of the Weldpro. However, if you want a welder that will last you a lifetime, then what you pay now will seem irrelevant 10 or 20 years down the line. For such a small unit, this welder offers the best in reliability, power and quality. It's the reason so many professionals love using it. It is the MIG welder of choice. This is a feature typically reserved for larger, industrial welders. It means that as the arc first forms, you get minimal splatters. It makes for a neater weld finish. At number 4. Lotus MIG 175 MIG Welder. This complete welding kit comes with a dedicated aluminum spool gun, which removes the need to purchase one separately. This welder is effective when working with stainless steel, mild steel and aluminum. Unlike the Weldpro, which relies on inverter technology, this Lotus model uses transformers. It means it is harder wearing and less likely to malfunction. It makes this the ideal tool for small businesses that need the reliability of a tried and tested welder that won't break the bank. Transformers have been around for ages, so they have a track record of reliability and durability, unlike the newer inverter technology. Use what works and stick with it. You have to go a long way to find a better industrial-size welder with such heavy-duty ambitions. It handles 4-inch and 8-inch industrial standard spools for more arduous and larger welding projects. Domestic power supplies operate on 110 volts. So, while this unit may still work when plugged into 110-volt sockets, it will struggle to operate fully, hampering the weld capabilities. Get a dedicated 220V socket installed. For every 2 minutes of welding work, you will need to rest the torch for 8 minutes to cool down, which seriously hampers your work rate. At number 5. Super Deal Pro MIG 130 AC Flux Core Welder. There are so many candidates for the best welder for home use that it was difficult to single out one option. However, this has to be the best candidate because it only has uses around the home or in the garage workshop. This is in part due to the price and the accessories supplied with the welder. It is a 130 amp welder with a gasless flux core wire, which is another reason why it is safer to use around the home and garden. It has a soft key control panel with adjustable wire feed speeds and temperature settings. For all those little jobs around the home and garage, this welder is pretty hard to beat. It has all the kit to get you started and enough power to tackle lighter tasks and spot repair jobs. Metal tips reduce the instances of slag forming. Over time, you will get some residue settling on the tip, but because you get a spare, you can always swap it and carry on welding. This model has limitations. You would only ever perform light tasks and small repairs with this welder kit. It won't be powerful enough to tackle major projects. For that, you'd need a larger capacity welder, and probably a gas-shielded one. Something has to give to get a welder this cheap, and that's the quality of the materials used. It isn't going to last the distance like a Millermatic 211. You will probably have to replace this in a couple of years. At number 6. YESWELDER Digital MIG 205DS. Having a dual voltage welder is the best of both worlds, giving you the ability to switch between domestic 110 volts for home repairs and lighter tasks, and then take the welder to the job site for more arduous tasks. This YESWELDER unit has precisely that, dual voltage capability to handle 110 volts or 220 volts. The duty cycle on this at 125 amps is an impressive 60%, which means that for every 6 minutes spent welding, the unit only has to rest for 4 minutes to cool down. It has an automatic compensation feature for fluctuations in voltage and automatic temperature control for added convenience. The other bonus is the price. This welder costs a fraction of other, more expensive models. Okay, so we aren't talking about the same robust quality and reliability of the Millermatic 211, but this is a lot of welding kit for the price tag. As far as entry-level welders go, this is hard to beat for value. Domestic or commercial? It's your choice, but with this unit, you can have both because it handles dual voltage. It means once the domestic chores are done, you can take it to the job site. It also saves you buying 2 welders to cater to the different voltages. No welder this cheap is going to rival the others for quality and durability. You will probably end up replacing this welder after a few years because it has stopped working. At number 7. Viva Home Portable Flux Core No Gas MIG 130 Welder. Gasless welders are becoming more popular, especially with the home DIY community, because they require no argon gas to shield the weld and protect it from oxygen. Flux core welders have an insulated wire that shields the weld without the use of gas. Gas can be expensive to buy, so having a gasless welder saves on that cost. They also perform the same tasks with almost the same results. Gasless welders are indeed a bit messy, because you have reduced control and more splatter, but you can always brush the slag off and clean up after you've finished. Gasless welders are ideal home welding kits because you don't have the added worry of storing gas canisters, especially if you have young children who like to explore. Gasless welders simply plug in, and you are ready to go. The flux core wire automatically releases inert gas as part of the welding process to protect the weld from oxidation and prolong the integrity of the joint. This home welding kit is such a great price that it is an ideal addition to your garage or workshop. It costs a fraction of some models on this list, and while it may lack the qualities of the high-end welders, it certainly meets the needs of most home projects. It is a welder that caters to home use better than the job site. It is set up to run on domestic supplies, and the gasless element means there are no canisters of argon to store away safely. We are starting to sound like a stuck record when it comes to these cheaper models. While they appear excellent value, you get what you pay for, so don't expect the very best quality components and build standards.